Hey, what is up you guys? My name is Catherine. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited for today's video. I am going to be testing out and reviewing the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. I have tried to film this intro and said concealer too many times. It's a foundation, yes! So they also released this concealer that has 0.45 ounces of product for $10, which for comparison, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer has 0.5 ounces of product. Don't ask me how these tubes have almost the same amount of product, like physics explain. This answered all of my prayers. I'm not even kidding. I love Makeup Revolution's complexion products. I have their foundation drops and their foundation stick and the concealer obviously, and I love the formula of all three of them. I think they all have their own unique properties that are really amazing. So this baby has 0.8 fluid ounces of product for $12 US. So you're getting just a little bit less than the standard 1 fluid ounce for $12. As of now, you can get this on revolutionbeauty.com or on Ulta's website. And then I guess if you're in the UK, I think it's like Boots or something carries it. I don't know, I don't live there. Anyways, let's read the claims on this baby. Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation offers lightweight yet buildable coverage in 24 skin true shades. This versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone with an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish. It won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. Swipe on and blend out to ramp up the coverage for a real skin finish that diffuses blemishes and uneven skin tone. Or let your complexion's natural character shine through using a small amount with a damp beauty sponge for veil-like coverage. Follow with your favorite shades of Conceal and Define concealer to highlight, contour, or conceal. It is vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, and oil-free. So they claim that this works for all skin types. Since I have purchased their complexion products before, I do know my shade. I picked up the shade F4. I'm gonna swatch that next to my other complexion products from them so you can see if it's actually the same. And I'll just throw a few of my other foundations in there for comparison as well. All right, this is the Conceal and Define Foundation in F4, the Conceal and Define Concealer in F4, the Revolution Beauty Foundation Stick in F4, and their foundation drops in F4. This is Colourpop No Filter in Fair 30, BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation in 204, Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation in L1 Porcelain, CYO Life Proof in 103. Before I get started with applying this, do not forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, no matter how tired I am. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you love foundation reviews. I have a whole playlist of all my foundation reviews that I will link down below. And let's go ahead and test this out. All right, it is 8:30 in the morning. I have dry shampoo residue in my hair that I'm gonna politely request that you just ignore. And we're gonna go ahead and do wear test number 1. I'm using an AOA Studio F1. This is a awesome Sigma F80 dupe. So you can tell that I did not use a lot of that, and all of my redness and some of my freckles and everything are covered. And then of course, I'm gonna be using the Conceal and Define in the super-sized tube. Y'all, this tube, I can't tell you how excited I am that they released a bigger size of this. And I'm blending that out with a sponge. And then I don't feel that my whole face needs to be set down, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of the Milk Makeup Setting Powder under my eyes and on my eyelids. Using a BH Cosmetics V7 setting brush for that. So here's how this is looking. I feel like this looks incredibly skin-like. Like if I had applied just a little bit less foundation, like sheared it out just a little bit more, you actually probably wouldn't be able to tell that I have foundation on because you'd be able to see more of my nose and under eye freckles. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup. I'm not gonna do anything crazy, like probably just gonna play up the fact that this looks very, very natural. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm ready to start the day. Everything on my face will be listed in the description box down below. I think I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, but I didn't wear any primer. I just did my normal skincare. So this is how we're looking. I have a little bit of sweat on my upper lip because it's like 80 degrees today, go figure. I think this is absolutely incredible looking. I have a 10-hour work day today, so I'll do my best to remember to take pictures or little videos just on my phone as we go along throughout the day. But this is gonna be a true wear test. I'll see you guys later. Alright, so it is now 8 p.m. So this has essentially been on for 12 hours, maybe a little closer to 11 and a half. First of all, I got my eyebrows waxed at work today. I work at a spot, for those of you who don't know. So basically everywhere around my eyebrows, it's messed up. Like there's no foundation left there. But I feel like this wore decently up until maybe around 5 p.m. I think is when it started to not look so hot. It's faded a bit in my T-zone, but it doesn't look overly oily or like splotchy in the T-zone in my opinion. Where it really doesn't look so hot is my cheeks. I feel like from like here on out, I don't know, I'm hoping that it's focusing properly, but like right here you can really see where it's just not looking so hot, and my mascara is all up in my under eye. So I'm definitely not ruling it out yet, because the thing is, this has such a beautiful finish when it's first applied. Like it literally just looked like skin when I first applied it, and even for the first couple of hours I felt that it looked super, super nice. Like you can't even really tell that I have foundation on. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna try this again, and I'm gonna use one of my hydrating primers, possibly my e.l.f. Dewy Primer or the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer, something that just gives my cheeks that extra bit of oomph that they need, because I'm thinking as long as I can get it to wear comfortably on my cheeks throughout the day, that this is going to be one that I really love. So we're going to try this again, we're going to check back tomorrow, and we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to go wash my face. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so we are back for day 2 of testing out the Conceal and Define Foundation from Makeup Revolution. Today's test is not going to be as much of a wear test as much as it is a let's figure out how I best like to wear this foundation. So when I tested this out yesterday, I didn't use any type of primer. Today I'm going to prep my skin to make sure it's nice and hydrated and I don't get those dry, patchy cheeks that I did yesterday. So I have done my normal skincare routine. I'm going to post an updated skincare routine video soon because I have made some changes to that. And then I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Luminous Matte Primer combined with the e.l.f. Glow Lotion in Blushing Rose. And I feel that this might be a great combo underneath a Demi Matte Foundation. And I'm concentrating these on my cheeks and forehead because that's where I most suffer from dryness. And I'm just gonna blend those on in. Alright, so I'm gonna let these soak in for a few minutes and do my eyebrows while I'm doing that, and then we're gonna go put this foundation on. Woo! I've been trying to grow my brows just a little bit thicker, and this brow is doing everything I want. This brow, not so much. Anyways, moving forward, my primer has sat on my face and I feel very smooth and hydrated, but just to really beat the dead hydration horse, I'm gonna give my face a few spritzes of, yep, you guessed it, Heritage Store rose water and glycerin. This stuff is great under foundation. And I'm gonna be doing one side brush, one side sponge. I noticed that the right side of my face actually has a lot more noticeable texture than the left side, and I feel like that's affecting how I perceive brush versus sponge. So this is the left side of my face now. I mean, tell me this doesn't literally just look like skin. And this is the Sigma F80 for the right side of my face. Yeah, hopefully you can see that on camera. But yeah, just the texture along my cheekbones right here is not so great. I really think that this is one that you can go either way with. I think if I was wanting higher coverage, I would use a brush. If I was wanting a more sheer skin-like finish, I would definitely use the sponge. Now for concealer. And I'm just gonna set this down with the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Powder. This has been growing on me. This is how we're looking. Let me just scooch up close so you can see everything. This pimple didn't quite get covered. I don't really think that this is one that's gonna spot conceal quite well either, so we're just gonna ignore it. You can still see some of my nose freckles, a little bit of my under eye freckles, but I just find that the overall texture of my skin is very nice and smooth, so I'm here for it. I'll be back once all my makeup is on. All right, makeup is donezos. I am feeling good. I could not stop looking at my forehead and my nose and cheek area before I even put blush and highlighter on, because I was just like, wow, this looks so just perfectly luminous. It's not dewy, but it doesn't look dry. Wow, the way this foundation looks when it's first applied has me shooked. And I'm hoping that the way I prepped my skin today is also going to make this last super nicely on my skin. I think around the 5 or 6 hour mark is where this started to get a little uncomfortable and a little dry on me. So we're just gonna wear it about that long. Like I said, we're not doing a full wear test, just seeing if I can get this to be nice and comfortable, because it looks awesome right off the bat, and it would be awesome if I could get it to be nice and long lasting on my skin. So I've now had this on for 5 hours. Here is how we are looking up close, if my camera will focus. I personally think we're looking good. I mean, my dry cheek area is not getting that sort of clingy patchiness that it was with the initial wear test, and most importantly, it feels comfortable still. The only reason that I feel like I have makeup on is because these freaking fake eyelashes feel so heavy that my eyes are just is it bedtime right now? Let's just see how this stacks up to the claims that I read off earlier. Dries down to a long-lasting Demi matte finish. Yeah, I definitely think that it starts out as a Demi matte finish, and it got a little dewier as I went along. I would definitely still describe my forehead and my outer cheek area as a Demi matte finish. It's really just the center of my face that's ooh, she's got a little dewy glow going on there. Long lasting, I would definitely say so. Some people are of the opinion that if it doesn't last long without primer and setting spray, then it's not long lasting. I'm not one of those people, so just take that with a grain of salt. It says it won't settle into fine lines or cling into dry patches. Again, with the right primer, after a long period of time, it did sort of emphasize my dryness in my cheek area, but with the primers and the sprays that I used today, that didn't happen. I definitely agree that the coverage of this is very versatile. It starts out more of a, not sheer, but a very natural finish. You can still see the slightest bit of freckles peeking through. I feel like if I just paired this with a little bit of cream blush and nothing else, it would actually look like I didn't have face makeup on, but obviously when highlight highlighter's popping like this, you know? I don't think that this is one that you're gonna be able to build up to super full coverage. Like, I think if you're one of those true full coverage folk, this might not be the best foundation for you. I think the Fast Base foundation from them is going to be much more full coverage than this foundation. Yeah, so those were all the claims. I don't know, I like it, which, like, I know that might seem kind of weird because, like, the first one, like, it kind of looked funky at the end on my cheeks there, but, like, if I can make it work with a primer that I already have in my collection, already like, then I like it. Like, I don't wear any of my foundations without primer, so I'm not mad if I have to use a primer to like a foundation, and I just think that this looks so nice that, like, it's a yes from me, dog. So that is it, pals. Thank you so much for watching. This definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, give me that thumbs up. I'll see y'all on Sunday.